Assalamu alaikum, students of class 9. Welcome to lecture number 6. Its code is 9E06. Hope it would be a blessed Friday of July 3, 2020. Topics that we are dealing in today's lecture are active and passive voice from grammar and explanation of unit number 7, Sultan Ahmed Masjid. Let's get started from grammar. What is passive voice? Active voice means that a sentence has a subject that acts upon its verb, while passive voice means that a subject is a recipient of a verb's action. We can say that passive structure is a form in which the subject does the action of the verb. For example, they were appreciated, as opposed to the active form, that is, he appreciated them. Language learners do have that question. Why do we learn passive structure if we know how to write or communicate well using active voice? Here are some reasons. When the subject is unknown, obvious, and not important, we use passive structures. For example, the hotel is renovated. Who renovated the hotel? This debate is unnecessary as you get what you want. Number 2, my sweets were stolen. Now who has stolen my sweets? The doer is unknown. Number 3, the thief will be arrested soon. Now here in this sentence, the subject or the doer is obvious that we are referring to the police. Secondly, we use passive voice for sentence variety. Example, he did activity 1, he did activity 2, he did activity 3. If we use active sentences like that, it sounds very boring. But if we use passivization as well, we add a variety to the boring context. For example, he did activity 1, activity 3 was not done until he had completed activity 2. We also use passive voice to shift the focus of the subject and for the flow. For example, Coca-Cola was invented by a pharmacist. The sentence ends with pharmacist. If we want to start the next sentence with the pharmacist and not Coca-Cola, we have to shift the focus of subject. It adds to the flow of thought. His original recipe contained cocaine, which is why the drink was named Coca-Cola. Now, last word of the second sentence is Coca-Cola. We shift the subject again from his to it for the flow. Like, today it is a global brand that is consumed by millions of people. There are 6 steps to formulate passive voice. Number 1, identify the subject, the verb, and the object. Number 2, move the object to become the new subject of the sentence. We switch object to subject and subject to object to form a passive sentence. Now, check the verb tense of the active sentence. So, tenses are necessary for doing active and passive voice. Next one, conjugate the verb be. According to the verb, we can take up its be form easily. Number 5, add past participle, that is third form of verb of the main verb after be. Whatever the tense we deal, third form of verb is a must in passive voice. And the last one, subject of the active sentence using by. If we want to use the subject, preposition by is used before the subject. Comparison. Active voice. Active voice tells us what a person or thing does. The subject performs action, that is verb, on the object. So the structure is subject plus action plus object. Examples: Ali will paint the house. Joseph posted the video online. The farmer harvests the crops. Passive voice. Passive voice tells us what is done to someone or something. The subject is being acted upon. So the structure is object plus action plus subject. Examples: the house will be painted by Ali. The video was posted online by Joseph. And the last one, the crops will be harvested by the farmer. We use object pronouns in passive voice. So, I changes into me, he into him, she into her, we into us, they into them. You, it, and names remain the same. In today's lecture, we are doing indefinite tenses of present, past, and future. Let's have a look at the changes. In present indefinite tense, the helping verbs or the auxiliaries are do and does, and the verb forms are first with s or es at the end. Write or writes. In passive, is, am, are used along with the third form of verb, for example, written. Then past indefinite tense, we use did in active voice along with second form of verb, for example, wrote. And in passive voice, we use was and were along with the third form of verb, for example, written. Then future indefinite tense, we use will and shall along with the first form of verb. And then in the passive voice, we use will be and shall be along with the third form of verb, that, for example, written. Now present indefinite tense. So if it is present indefinite tense, we use is, am, are plus third form of verb in the passive sentences. Example, the choir really enjoys that song. So keep in mind all the 6 changes, all the 6 steps. According to those steps, that song becomes the subject of the sentence. So we are starting our sentence with that song. Then after that, conjugate verb form be, that is. After that, third form of verb, that is enjoyed. After that, preposition, and then the subject, the choir. So the sentence is, that song is really enjoyed by the choir. Sentence number 2. The company does not require a security guard. Negative sentence. So again, same changes. A security guard is not required by the company. Sentence number 3. Do the chefs prepare dinner? Interrogative sentence. Is dinner, third form of prepare, that is prepared. After by, what is the subject? The chefs. So the sentence is dinner prepared by the chefs? Past indefinite tense. So we use was and were plus third form of verb in the passive sentences of past indefinite tense. Examples: we made lots of money in 2019. Affirmative sentence. Lots of money was made by us in 2019. Next is the negative sentence example. He did not build a house for his parents. So, object is a house. We are starting the sentence with a house. A house was not built by him for his parents. Sentence number 3. Did Siam buy sweets? It's an interrogative sentence. So we have plural subject here, so we use were. Were sweets bought by Siam? And then future indefinite tense. We use will be, shall be along with third form of verb. Now affirmative sentence. I shall clean the house on Monday. The house will be cleaned by me on Monday. Next one. We will not take the horses to the stable. Negative sentence. The horses will not be taken to the stable by us. And 3 is an interrogative sentence. Will the boss offer me a job? Will I be offered a job by the boss? Our second topic today is the explanation of unit number 7, Sultan Ahmed Masjid. It not only aims at developing interest in the historical places around the world, but also highlights the significance of Islamic architecture. Islam has a splendid heritage of art and architecture. The essay glorifies the skill and ability of the architects of the time as well. Let us take you on a spiritual journey to one of the most impressive monuments in the world, Sultan Ahmed Masjid. It is situated in Istanbul, Turkey, which was the capital of Ottoman Empire from 1453 to 1923. Its construction started in 1609. The royal architect Sadafa Mehmet Agha was appointed by Ahmed I. Unfortunately, he couldn't see its completion. Its opening ceremony was held in 1616, in the reign of Mustafa I. Like other masajid of the time, it also comprises a tomb of the founder, a madrasa, and a hospice. Its architectural style has the imprints of both Ottoman masjid and Byzantine church. Overall, its splendor, majesty, and size is still unmatched. Exterior of the masjid is marked with its spacious forecourt by a continuous vaulted arcade. 6 pencil-shaped minarets adds to its beauty. 4 minarets with 3 balconies cover the 4 corners, while 2 with 2 balconies stand at the end of the forecourt. The verses of the Holy Quran has decorated its exterior as well as interior. Additionally, a heavy iron chain was hung at the court entrance on the western side, which was meant for the Sultan alone. He had to lower his head every time he entered the court. Symbolically, this gesture ensured the ruler's humility in the face of the divine. In the center, there is a fountain, which is rather smaller in contrast with the magnitude of the courtyard. The interior of the masjid is illuminated by chandeliers. Mihrab is the most important element of the masjid, which is made of marble. To the right, it's a highly decorated pulpit. The royal room has its own pulpit adorned with jade and roses. The floors are carpeted. Ablution facilities are available on both sides. It is so designed that everyone can hear and see the Imam, even if it is crowded. It has more than 200 stained glass windows with intricate designs. At the gallery level, the interior is lined with more than 20,000 handmade ceramic tiles in more than 50 tulip designs, while at the gallery level, flowers, fruit, and cypresses make the design flamboyant. The blue tiles that embellish its interior are the reason that Sultan Ahmed Masjid is also known as Blue Masjid. Blue Masjid is still a frequently visited monument of the world. Every evening, a large number of Turks and tourists gather in the park facing the masjid to hear the azan of the Maghrib. Just imagine, what else is more sweet and mesmerizing than azan? Whenever you get a chance in your life, do visit Sultan Ahmed Masjid to pay a tribute to Islamic architecture and to feel the serenity of the place in person. Hope you have enjoyed the trip to the masjid as well as passivization of the indefinite tenses. Let's have a look at the response sheets. Activity number 1. Change the following sentences into passive voice. Number 1. The fisherman did not catch a tiny fish. Number 2. Will the drummer beat the bass drum? Number 3. The mad dog in our street bites every passerby. Number 4. Do all the teachers help the new students? Number 5. The workers near the factory heard a loud explosion. Number 6. My father reads every kind of English magazine. Activity number 2. Write the following sentences in your response sheet, inserting correct textual information. Now for this activity, just read your text carefully. Next is a coordinate activity that is to be done in the book and not to be submitted. That is exercise A and B of page number 77 of your textbook. That's all for this week. Allah Hafiz.